Planet Vero Studio is powered by the Nolan Group of RE/MAX Associated Realty. MyNextHomeFinder.com. Welcome to the radio show that features local small businesses, amazing nonprofits, and all types of inspiring stories to give strength, instill love, and provide hope within our community. It's time for Outspoken Outreach with your host, Dr. Amanda Hackford.
Welcome, everyone. We have another great nonprofit here who is now in Indian River County. They are all over, but new to Indian River County, so we're here to welcome them. And with us, we have two representatives to tell you all about it. It is Tykes and Teens. They're also celebrating their 25th year. So we have Elizabeth Appleton and also Stacey Washburn. And so first, we're going to thank them very much for coming on the show. Thank you both so much. We're glad to have you. So we're going to go first to Elizabeth to just kind of tell us, for those who don't know, what Tykes and Teens is and start.
Great. Thanks for having us. So I'm Elizabeth Appleton. I'm the Director of Mental Health, Early Childhood Mental Health Consultation. And so Tykes and Teens is a leading mental health provider. We are actually here in Indian River County. We're in St. Lucie County. We're also in Okeechobee and Martin County. And we really look at prioritizing children's mental health with families in our schools and our communities through a wide range of prevention, education, and treatment programs. Part of what we do is really reach into 50 locations throughout the multiple counties. We look at really removing that stigma of mental health, and we saw a lot of that this summer, so it's a great opportunity for us to continue that trend to support that, removing that stigma around mental health. So what we do also is we really advocate for affordable mental health services for children and families. We know that supporting both of those groups, both adolescents and young children, really prevent and even deter further mental health needs.
Yes, and it's very much needed here. You've been in this industry or doing this for over 30 years, so you know how important that is. So, and you are the director, as you said, of the mental health consultations. Mm-hmm. And then we also have Stacey, and you are the program manager, correct?
Yes.
Is that right? I didn't want to mess you guys up, so that's why I kind of gave it to you so you could say who you were. But the program manager, and what kind of are some of the services that you guys are doing?
Right,
or offering?
Yeah, I'm the program manager of Healthy Families. It's a voluntary in-home visitation program. We work with parent education, and we promote positive parent-child interactions and that bonding and nurturing within the families.
It's just very important for families. We know some about Tykes and Teens from being in other locations, but specifically to Indian River County, are there only specific services you are offering right now here in Indian River County?
We have our Healthy Families program. We have our targeted case management program in Indian River. We also have our alternative to out-of-school suspension with the school district. And we also have infant mental health in Indian River. We also offer all of our services via telehealth as well.
And how do they help the families? Like, what are some of the ways that they can help a family, or help the family, but also how do the families come to you to receive the help?
Well, we get outside referrals, so It could be from pediatricians. We also, with the ALTOS program, it would be referrals through the school district.
Okay.
And with Healthy Families, we get our referrals through our OBGYN. So once they fill out a prenatal screen, starting right when mom's pregnant, we would get their contact information.
Okay. So that's because I want to make sure they know how they can get to you if they need it, because there's many families that would need to get to you, and it's important that they know how to get to you and where. But you also offer services not just to the young children, but also to infants, right, Elizabeth?
Yes, we do. So we have the IMH program. It's the Infant Mental Health Program. And we actually serve 0 to 5. So it's not just infants, it's our 0 to 5 population that we serve. And we have multiple avenues that we do that. And so we have both therapists that see children and families. We know that that young age 0 to 5 is the blueprint to, for future growth and development, whether it's learning or behavioral or attachment and connection. And so we have therapists that actually work with both the children and the families and look at maybe there was a traumatic event or adverse experience that has happened. And so through that relationship is what is healing around trauma and adverse experiences. And so our therapists are trained in child-parent psychotherapy, along with many other evidence-based interventions. And they work with the families to be able to, what we like to say is to kind of share that story in a developmentally appropriate way, right? So we kind of put words to what may have happened so that children and families can heal in the context of that relationship. And so we can see children under the age of 2 in that context of that family. But for 3 and 4-year-olds, we can also see them at, say, child care centers. Okay. And so we have therapists that go into centers that can support doing some interventions, evidence-based interventions, and working with children in that context as well. And then we have mental health consultation that I can share some more about too. So
you go other places than just the home. So you can go into the daycares and you can go and just even do you work even with caregivers too?
We do.
Other than the parents, like if they have caregivers or other things that they may be experiencing, like may have disabilities or other issues going on, you can work with other people?
We do. So we work with the caregivers that a child may be in a child care center. And so our mental health consultation program really works with those caregivers. Okay. I mean, we know that children can be in centers for a really long time during the day, and we want those environments to be really using evidence-based practices. And so we have our therapists are trained in really working in the classrooms and being able to support teachers and maybe assistants and the directors and knowing what to do to support those social emotional development of young children.
That's amazing, because that gives that consistency to everybody that is involved with that child, not just the parent or just the school. So that's a really important piece that I want everybody to hear. That's why I asked that question. You guys are really working with everyone, and because everybody that is dealing with the child is a vital piece of that child's life, whether they're 0 or 5. So that's important, and I'm glad that you're working with everybody there. Whether they're even siblings, do you involve yourself at all with any of the older siblings, or is that?
So we do have some therapists in a couple schools in Indian River County. So we work primarily with our 0 to 5, work with the caregivers directly with that child, and then their caregiver.
I know you're newer starting up in Indian River, so you guys are just kind of starting out here. So, that's probably some of the stuff isn't started. I'm just getting excited or ahead of myself because you guys are good. But I know all of your services haven't started here yet. Correct, Stacey? Am I sure? Only some are here in Indian River County.
Yes.
So, but I know you offer for those listening, because this does expand further than here in Indian River. We wanted to get you out there so people know you're here in Indian River County, but those listening can hear us further than that. So you do offer other services in other counties, because some people may not know that. There are people that don't know about Tykes and Teens, but just in case, to throw that out there. But there are other services too that we didn't hit on. And I'm sorry that I'm throwing it. I just wanted to throw it over there. Stacey, I haven't looked at you in a second. Nope. But what else? What other services besides what we just hit on?
The program that I'm the manager of is the Healthy Families program, and that is the in-home visitation. Okay. And we families enroll prenatally all the way up until babies 3 months old, and it's unique to other home visiting programs because it's long term. So families would stay with us for about 3 to 5 years before they graduate the program.
So you really get to know them. You get a connection with them. Do they stay with the same person if they can?
Yes, if they can, they stay with that same support worker from the time they enroll until they graduate. So it's like they really become a part of their family.
Perfect. Very good. That's nice too. I mean, and sometimes I know that might not be possible, but if it's possible, there's always other circumstances going on sometimes. But do you have different play groups or support groups? Who would be the person that does that?
So we have a monthly play group that's offered to all families enrolled. And if they want to bring someone with them, we will never turn anyone away. And we usually have them themed. So we'll do a full theme with either story time, music, art activity. And then we also do offer once a month support group. And that could be for moms, dads, any caregiver to join that group. And it's more of a parent base. So we try to get them to facilitate the group and empower them to do so.
Good.
Yes.
The more knowledge they have, the better. Can you give us your website just so that we can get it up throughout the show?
We're at tykesandteens.org.
Perfect.
So, and I did want to share that we also have trauma-informed care. And so we have a series that we're working with actually right now with child care providers and teachers in Indian River County virtually. And we're doing a series of 8 different sessions, and it's working on how to be trauma-informed. What does attachment look like in the classroom? What does reflecting on what behavior has meaning behind? And so we are doing that series right now in collaboration with the Early Learning Coalition and supporting teachers and learning about trauma and what it looks like in the classroom and how to support children.
Very nice. And then, so tykesandteens.org, just in case you missed it, because people can go there, find lots of information, find how to do referrals, how to get involved, how to contact you. And we'll kind of put that on the screen throughout the show for those that may have missed it. And I think you got it up there good. So that if they have any questions or missed anything we've said, they can get to you or someone that can help them. But through a lot of trauma, all of us have experienced, or maybe not, but a lot of us have had some type of trauma in the past. That is extremely important. And I'm glad you're offering it virtually too, because of the different things going on with COVID. A lot of people need the virtual. So that's good. Do they have to go through the school district, or that's how you're getting the referral for that?
For this training series, we actually worked with the Early Learning Coalition to collaborate with them. And so we are doing this series with the teachers during the day, because we found that is the best time during rest time so that we can meet their needs. And so that collaboration will probably be ongoing through December. We have that series already set up, and then we'll start another series that we can open that up to other child care providers.
Very good. And you have another program aside from this with the alternative opt-out, or
alternative to out-of-school suspension. So if a child in the school district, if they do get suspended from school, they offer to the parent to let them go to this program so they can keep up with their schoolwork, receive therapy. That way they're not just home by themselves.
Which can often lead to more trouble.
Yes.
So it's an alternative to that, which is good. You want an occupied mind.
Yes.
So where do they go?
They have a on-site, I believe their offices now are at the Freshman Learning Center.
Okay.
So they would go right to that building during that time.
I like that too a lot. That's very good, because that is what happens. They sit home, and often the parents are working, so they're home by themselves. And if they've been suspended, then sometimes that can lead to more trouble, just being home and not occupied and doing schoolwork, or they don't do it because they're home and not being monitored or whatever. So that's I like that as well. How do they get a hold of the school refers, you said?
Yes.
So they're supposed to be giving that information
to the parent.
So if they're not, that's something a parent should be asking for some reason that slipped and didn't get to them. So very good. We're going to go to a really quick commercial break. And then when we come back, you're going to learn even more as to events coming and how you can help Tykes and Teens, and even more about what they're doing in Indian River County and other places. So stay tuned.
Hackford Landscaping is the full-scale tree service hardscape and landscape company that will do any outdoor job. Call Hackford Landscaping for tree trimming, tree injections, and removal. Services include landscape design, stump grinding, paver stone projects such as walkways, patios, and pool decks, landscape lighting, irrigation, hedge and bush shaping, flowers, trees, shrubs, rocks, sand, mulch and sod, and more. Any outdoor job, large or small, give Hackford a call. 772-584-7364. Online at hackfordtreeservice.com. Ahoy, mates! The Treasure Coast Marine Flea Market and Boat Sale returns to the Indian River Fairgrounds in Vero Beach next weekend, October 9th and 10th. Boat owners, fishermen, divers, this is a bargain hunter's dream come true. Tackle, rods, reels, nautical decor, used boats, and other marine items will be at unbelievably low prices. Sell your boat, enjoy fresh cooked seafood, save big on marine items. For discount tickets and vendor info, go to flnauticalfleamarket.com. That's flnauticalfleamarket.com.
Riverside Theater presents Live in the Loop and the Comedy Zone. Live in the Loop Outdoor Grill and Bar offers outdoor dining with live music plus indoor dining with comedy in the Wax Lax this weekend. Strict CDC and state guidelines will be followed, including reduced public capacity and face mask use. Cleanliness and hygiene safety have been reinforced. Enjoy a thrilling evening with live music, uproarious adult stand-up comedy, and dining at Riverside Theater. For details and to obtain tickets, visit riversidetheater.com.
Hello, this is Carol Jean Jordan, your tax collector here in Indian River County. All of our offices are scheduling appointments for in-office services, but you can get that little yellow sticker quicker by using our express lane. It's fast, convenient, and free when you pay with an e-check. Renew your registration on our website and select Pick Up at the Tax Collector's Office. Order before 3 p.m. and you can pick up your little yellow sticker on the same day. Order at irctax.com. That's irctax.com.
Hi, I'm Chris Nolan from the Nolan Group of RE/MAX Associated Realty. I'm looking for new agents that are eager to grow their professional future. The Nolan Group has state-of-the-art systems and coaching to maximize your success. For more information, visit nolanshow.com.
Premier Cabinets and Flooring is your elite shop for cabinets and countertops. Stop by the showroom in Palm Bay on Babcock Street or schedule your free in-home estimate to see what Premier Cabinets and Flooring has to offer. They do flooring too, wood, vinyl, laminate, and tile. They would love to earn your business. So for cabinetry and countertop sales and installation on new construction or remodels, give them a call. They do it all. 321-345-4923. Premier Cabinets and Flooring.
Welcome back. We're here with Tykes and Teens, which is one of the leading mental health providers for young children and adolescents. And they have been around for 25 years. This is the 25th anniversary. So that is how long they've been serving our children and doing an amazing job. And they are a nonprofit. So this is free and voluntary for these children. And we are going to start back with letting you know, for some of those who may be wondering, because this goes from children who are just an infant, a baby. Some may think, well, how can a baby need mental health services? So we're going to go to Elizabeth to let her kind of explain to you why an infant may need mental health services.
So we see a lot of children, and again, it's that 0 to 5 population that we serve in infant mental health. And really what it looks like is that attachment to their caregivers. And so we know young children, as they're developing all those learning strategies and they're developing language and speech, they may not be able to put words to things they might have seen or heard. And so we see that often come out in behavior. So we might see kids biting and kicking, and so what happens is we see those kind of social emotional behaviors develop when they've had adverse experiences. And so our therapists are trained using practices to really support those caregivers, learning some new skills and how to, what we say, speak the unspeakable. And so often what happens with young children that have experienced trauma is if we don't put words to what happened, and in, again, a really appropriate, age-appropriate way, sometimes they make up their own stories. And so we want to make sure very young children aren't making up stories. And I can give you an example. We had a therapist that was working with a mother and a father. They were going through a divorce. The two children, one was under the age of 2 and one was about 4, both experienced seeing domestic violence. And so one child was really withdrawn and was having a difficult time engaging with the caregiver and the peers, and one was very physically aggressive. And so the therapist worked with the father, and the father was pretty resistant and had some barriers to therapy, and working with that attachment and putting words to what happened, and identifying feelings that the child was feeling based on the domestic violence that they witnessed. And so over a while, the therapist continued to work with the father on attachment and the impact, the long-term impact that children that have experienced trauma can have. And so over a time period with lots of meeting and talking and sharing information around trauma, the father and the mother came around, and we have 2 children that are going to 2 different homes, but they're both able to talk about their feelings on what happened and are connected to both of the caregivers.
Good, very good. And that's amazing. And that's what it's about, is really just empowering the children. And you guys have a big commitment as a whole, Tykes and Teens, to really empowering those children and building those relationships and kind of in the healing. But the children do have different ways of coping. Just because they can't speak yet doesn't mean they have start to try to have a coping mechanism with the trauma that they've been around. And so, of course, I could go into that being what I do. So, but you do have a open house coming up, and I don't know, Stacey or Elizabeth, I forgot who wants to. Do you want to tell us about the open house?
Sure.
This is a perfect time if any of you want to learn even more, that you can come learn.
Yeah, so we're having an open house. We're offering it at 2 different days and times, so the community can come out and see our site in Vero. We have one on November 30th, and that will be in the evening from 7 to 9. And then we have the other one, December 2nd. That one will be in the morning from 7:30 to 9. The evening one is 5 to 7. I'm sorry.
No,
and we are asking for reservations just because space is limited at this time. But they could just call the Tykes and Teens office.
Perfect.
And that number is 772-210-0145.
Great. So call, and of course they can you can find that information on the website as well.
Yes.
Okay. So you have the open house, come out, learn about it, even if you just want to visit and meet some friendly faces from Tykes and Teens and kind of just bring awareness to the things that you guys see and deal with too as well. You can come out and to either one, whichever one fits the schedule better. But you guys do an amazing job, and I love what you guys do all throughout, not all the locations. You guys are helping so many families, and I really thank you for what you guys are doing. Do you have any last minute things that you want to share, either one?
I would just like to say that, we love the support that we're getting in Indian River County. It's really helping us expand both our infant mental health and our mental health consultation, where we can support child care centers in the area. And I think we're looking forward to more work in Indian River County supporting children and families.
And you guys get your funding from
multiple funders.
Yes. So
Stacey's going to share it.
We want to say thank you to everyone who helps, because without them, you guys wouldn't be able to do that. So we want to say thank you to them.
Yes, and hope I don't forget anybody as well.
It's okay, because sometimes we do, but we say thank you to them and all the others as well.
Right. The Children's Services Advisory Committee, the Community Foundation of Indian River County, Ounce of Prevention, Grand Harbor Community Outreach Program, the Hospital District, Johns Island, United Way, Southeast Florida Behavioral Network, and Head, Heart, and Hands of Indian River Club.
Yes. Okay, very good. So thank you to all of those, and then any others that help. And if anybody else out there has it in their heart to help, I'm sure there's always opportunities that they can help in some way. And if you do, then reach out to someone at Tykes and Teens, go to their website and find out how you can help, or you can help a family, because there is always a great need. And we thank you so much. Thank you for coming. Thank you for sharing. I'm sure there's even more you could share about, but we're out of time. So thank you so much. And as always, thank you for watching, and be safe and be blessed.